Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Scriba speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center, Wareham, Massachusetts. And I want to do a reading today on Bob Mueller. We do a lot of readings on how the investigation is going, and what I'd like to do is just to see how he's doing, how he feels about the whole thing, and as a look ahead in December. And then beyond, December and beyond. I'm going to do a Celtic cross, so we'll see what the immediate future is, where he's at right now, and then what the outcome will be. I guess the ultimate outcome we'll see. All right. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Spirit deck. It's a little bit more esoteric, a little bit more abstract, but certainly a powerful deck. I find when I'm asking, I feel as though this whole Bob Mueller thing is, for him especially, is sort of like the culmination of a career of service to the United States. And I feel like there's a spiritual sort of energy to this, that he's been chosen at this time, just like all of us are here at this time, for some spiritual reason. Sort of birth the new light, so to speak. Move into the higher vibrations. Be way showers and such. All right. I'm almost done shuffling up. So I want to thank everybody for all their lovely comments. I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving. I'm very thankful for what I have in my life, and in part that is you as well. So thank you for subscribing and commenting. It really means a lot to me. I don't always get to the comments. I do try to read all of them. So, okay. I have the kind of life that I'm pulled in many directions. And as much as I want to organize myself in such a way that things can be more systematic for me, it's a little bit challenging at this time in my life because of circumstances. So, but I want you to know I do see you, I do recognize you, and I am very, very grateful. All right, this feels good. Well, that gratitude helped shuffle those cards. Okay, let's see. Robert Mueller, how's he doing? I guess I'll just put these over. Oh, shit. Cards flying out of the deck. Okay. All right. Here we have where he is right now. He's in complete control. The Magnus, or the Magician. This is a good card. This makes me feel good. So he feels like he's in control of the situation. Let's see if what's crossing him. Because there's always something. The Eight of Wind. The Eight of Wind. Power Shield. I feel as though with this card, what's crossing him is all of the wind, so to speak, all of the hot air that's like flying around. Everything that's on the outside. How maybe the media is talking about it, how the president is talking about it, but there's all this sort of, it's almost like a smokescreen, really. And it's not necessarily a purposeful smokescreen, although, that we could talk about that, right? But I feel as though it's just, because he's been so good at keeping things under wraps, you have to kind of like extrapolate from the little information you get. It kind of reminds me, if you don't mind me regaling a personal story. I had a boyfriend who was not particularly, this was years ago, who wasn't particularly like verbal about like what he was doing. And he wasn't really, he wasn't telling me everything for good reason, I guess, he thought. Eventually, you find out anyway. But I had sort of, because I knew something was wrong, and he wasn't saying anything, I made this whole like story, right? So when I went to him, I was like, so this is what I think, and I went on and on and on, and it was a very interesting story, with his intrigues and such. And he just sort of looked at me and he says, "Where do you get this stuff from?" And I thought, well, my imagination, because you're not telling me anything. It ended up not being any of those things that I thought, although, it wasn't good stuff, but, so sometimes we create these scenarios and we've kind of had to do that. And I feel like that's, in a way, that's sort of, I wouldn't say it's blocking him, but it's preventing us from maybe seeing just how much he has gotten done in this case. Okay, let's see what's at the root of this. I love this card. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. The Birth of Light. So at the root of it is the truth. At the root of it is the light is being shown. The Three of Fire. The Three of Fire is actually, in the Kabbalah, is the 2911 vibration. And it is 2911 is the vibration that the word light vibrates to. And what's interesting is when Donald Trump won the presidency, he was actually in a 2911 vibration. So 2911 is light, but it can also be darkness, right? It's 11 is duality, and we're in 11 universal year this year. So, okay, this is the past. Okay, this is the one of earth or form. So I would say that that's probably developing this from nothing to something, right? It was a project. It was a project. And, a lot of it had to do with following the money. Excuse me. See what's in the sky? Okay. So here we have, this is the Seven of Water. And in this deck, the Seven of Water is about seeing through the malaise, seeing through the smoke and mirrors. We have all the seven, like all the sort of fogginess and illusion and delusion, but we have the all-seeing eye here, seeing through it all. Okay, so there is a sense of him seeing through all of the perhaps chaos, emotional chaos and such that's created through this whole process of trying to obfuscate. I love that word. The immediate future. We have the Ace of Wands here, or what this deck calls Force, the One of Fire. This is a 27-9 vibration in the Kabbalah. 9 is about completion. It is the Ace of Wands, so it's about creativity. And so new creation. So it's an ending and a beginning. So I feel as though this, even though we're not really asking about the investigation itself, when we're asking about Mueller, this is, he is in a certain level like a spiritual, he's a man, but he's it's a spiritual, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh gosh. I'll have to someday talk to you about the fact that sometimes words I miss words. He has a spiritual purpose. This is a man with a spiritual purpose. And this is part of that purpose. So as the immediate future, the next 6 weeks out, then the next 6 weeks we're going to see something. We're going to know something. Light's going to be shown on something. How this is seen. Okay, this is just the card of hope. The Star card. So that is how people see this whole thing and see him. They see him to a certain extent almost like a knight in shining armor, so to speak. And he is a soldier, right? And he has been, not to mythologize him. Okay, so this is the domestic situation. I feel like this is a domestic situation for the country more than for him. I feel as though this is the five of Earth. It's called the Nadir here, and so this is going to be. We're going to be at the bottom. We're going to start at the bottom again. We're going to see things, and I don't feel like that's a negative thing. I feel like we can only go up from here, but this is going to be tough for some people. This is going to create. There's a certain amount of energy that Trump brings to the situation, and when that starts to dissipate, people have been so focused on it for so long that there's going to be this I think, contraction of energy, and we're going to feel like, as much as we dislike the chaos, I think there's a certain familiarity with it now. And so it's hard to not have a crisis. Not to say we won't have crisis, because there'll be things that we need to do, certainly in this country. But it's going to be more about actually doing them, and reorganizing things. Okay, let's see hopes and fears. We have the moon here. So this is emotional ups and downs, but it's also things that are hidden. So there are some people who want things to stay hidden, and there are other people who want it all out in the open. So that's a hope and fear. Let's see the outcome card. Okay, we have the Father of Earth. This is the King of Pentacles. This is somebody who knows how to manifest. Let me think about that as an outcome card. I think this might be an energy of us having to look at things from a very practical, maybe Saturnian point of view, right? I mean, this is the domestic situation, the end, the nadir, the bottom of things, and then this is the outcome card. Finding maybe a leader or becoming authorities in our own life so that we can manifest the world that we want to see. Becoming responsible for ourselves, right? We're going to have to be responsible for ourselves. Okay, let's see if we can pull a major arcana. We get the 9 of fire. You see that? The 5 of water. The 1 of wind, or the 1 of the Ace of Swords. That's the truth card. Okay, let's see what's underneath. The 10 of fire. So, this is the 10 of Wands in the other decks. We can see that there's kind of a conflagration of fire. We have all these wands. This is overwhelm, okay? And so I feel like there will be an initial overwhelm through this process with Mueller. But so what I'd say about this is a man who has it all under control. And he is going to say what he needs to say. He realizes that this is going to create this energy, right? And this is, this very highly creative energy, but also there can be a lot of anger, there can be a lot of tumult with it. But, he probably realizes that this is it. I mean, we're either gonna work this out or we're not. And I feel as though he has the capacity and he has all the goods, and he is doing this as part of his spiritual path. Now, what does that mean for Donald Trump? What does that mean for his kids? I don't know. That is another question for another day, or today I could ask that question. But we're not always sure how things are going to pan out. And it's never what we think it is. I'm going to use these soul cards again. I'm just going to pick Maybe one card. Let me see what comes up. See what it feels like. Now remember, these don't have any meanings, and we have to sort of figure out what we think they mean, right? They have plenty of meaning, but it's kind of a personal journey here. All right, just a couple of shuffles here. These are kind of stiff. Sometimes when you don't use cards after a while, they get stiff. Kind of like us, you know, you don't use a joint, it stiffens up. Keep moving, folks. Keep moving. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, we had this card the other day. So this is about striding forth, striding into the future, transformed. Okay, we'll keep that there. Let's see what we get. Okay. This is an interesting card. Let's just look at that. In this card, the person is eyes closed, utilizing the third eye, speaking. Okay, there's a little rose in their mouth in case you were wondering. Let me just take a quick look at what's up here. Okay, so what this looks like to me is we have the closed rose here, right? And we have the open rose here, or the open flower here. And so we're visualizing the opening. Okay, we're visualizing what things are going to mean. And what we have to speak is we have to realize that we're speaking about the beginning of something. I don't know if that's clear enough. There's a sense of having to be very careful about how you speak of the creations that you see in your head, because it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. All right, one more. Okay. So this is, as we see with our third eye and speak with our mouth, this is about listening to spirit. That's what this card says to me. Listening to spirit. And so through this process, we need to visualize what we want to see, be very careful with our words, listen to the inner voice, and stride forward confidently into the future. Okay? Uh-oh, I'm being paged. I'll see you again soon. Bye.